Anytime that needs to be addressed, please text the word driven along with your issue at Secret Expression to 55555. A member of our destination will respond to the best episode of you. Hey fans, what's the name of
Well, you can't help but notice the high style of the Grizzlies as they came through the tunnel earlier on, all set to take the stage in front of their loyal fans. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And our special guest at the broadcast table for this one, the celebrated Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Kevin, thanks so much. Always fun to hang out with you and all your crew and talk basketball.
All right, I've told Doris and Greg and David, just buckle up because we are going to be on a great ride with you. And it's still early in the year, but already some trends developing as we check out the new power rankings. They're still riding with the middle of the pack, but trending upward.
You know, for Memphis, they've sure made a statement here early on, outpacing some teams that were expected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with pride.
So the Nets starting five. The guard pair, Schroeder and Thomas. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Cameron Johnson. And it's Claxton in at the five down low. And for Memphis, in the backcourt, it's Morant and Smart. Clark is out there with Jackson. And it's MP in at the three spot. Shams, obviously, the big three in Brooklyn did not work out. But on the bright side, what a return they got for Kevin Durant.
It was one of the biggest packages in NBA history. They got 4 first-round picks, a bunch of other pick swaps. And listen, losing Kevin Durant as well as Kyrie Irving, that definitely hurt the Nets. But their front office is very happy with the haul that they were able to get.
And they can really build. And it's going to be fascinating, I think, Shams, to watch them build.
First-time head coach and Jordi Fernandez, they know that they're building for the long haul and the long term. It's not just about one season in Brooklyn. They're trying to compete and have sustainable success.
And here's Schroeder, following the three-pointer by MP. Thomas kicks to Johnson. Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, you can see Schroeder willing to take more and more threes. If you're going to stay in the league, you've got to make them.
Morant passes to MP. From downtown, and again, it's the Grizzlies from deep. Now the Grizzlies, Shams, had a tough season, but boy, did they find a gem with G.G. Jackson.
To get a player like that in the second round, I think there was shock around the league that G.G. dropped that far in the draft. His skill set is apparent. He's able to score with the best of them at such a young age.
Who knows what his ceiling is going to be, my goodness.
G.G. Jackson seems like he's a complete find for this organization.
This young kid's got some ups and P throwing it down.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Outside Thomas. Johnson outside. Pass to Schroeder. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Here's Morris. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys in there.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. It's the Nets now, following the three-pointer by MP. Just 3 to shoot. Thomas, no good. for Memphis. 4-point game. And there it is for him. And that's 15 points for MP.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Hey, Shans, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, a couple more teams in the league. The league really...
Timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Morris against Bogdanovich. And the dunk by MP.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Thomas against Pippen. And Thomas, here we go. Grizzlies with the rebound. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction. Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Tries from 10. It's sent back down by Simmons. Williams finds Simmons. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Thomas with another miss. Here's MP. He nails the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
And so it's MP making things happen for Memphis. Here's the number you need to know. He buried 5 three-pointers that quarter. We'll return shortly. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
Edie out there with Jackson. Then it's Pippen. Then it's MP. And it's Bain in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter.
That block is about MP knowing the scouting report. This guy knew exactly where he was trying to get to.
Wasted no time on that one. Bain's got his first basket of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And we saw some players banged up down the stretch last season, Shams.
I'm told that there was a focus on maybe allowing some more flexibility in physicality. It definitely upped the intensity some, and I think that's what the fans want. But there are going to be some trade-offs, and that includes the free throw rates, that includes game time, and in the long haul, adding some more physicality and adding some more attention to detail defensively and allowing defenders to play more and defend more. That should be good for the game.
Yeah, those were good trends, I would agree. Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Santi Aldama's checked in for Edie. And it's Kennard in for Pippen. Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth.
Here's Bogdanovich. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Wow, love the power and the strength of Bogdanovich on that strong finish.
MP going right to the rim.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done but just does not happen, whether it sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason, but I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
Outstanding.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Outside, Bogdanovich. On the wing, Milton. Kennard covering. A shot by Milton, no good.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Took him no time at all on that one. 33 points for MP.
You have to be willing to take the mid-range, folks. It makes your game that much more dynamic. MP showing you he's got that.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Santi Aldama. Jaren Jackson comes in for Jackson. Smart's checked in for Bain. And it's John Morant in for Luke Kennard. And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Simmons. Johnson comes in for Bogdanovich. Thomas checked in for Williams. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Shake Milton. Here's Johnson. It's Clark with the rebound. And the Grizzlies leading by 17. And now the latest from our reporter, David Alder.
Kevin, the Grizzlies retired Marc Gasol's number 33 last season. You may recall he moved to Memphis in his teens, watching his older brother Powell play for the Grizz. Marc said, "I had a very unique perspective, that of a fan. When I came back as a Grizzlies player, I carried that with me." Kevin, that pride certainly showed.
Pride's a great word to use. No question, D.A. Thank you. Shams, I am so sorry our time has run out. It has been great having you here with us. We appreciate your time so much, and I hope we do it again soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Anytime. You know when I'm not on my phone, I'm here to talk to you and talk hoops with you anytime.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much again. Hey, DB, wasn't that terrific talking to Shams? He is as plugged into everything around the NBA as anyone you could hope to meet.
A guy who's really in the know, and as somebody who prides themselves on doing research, boy, you have got to respect the legwork and the dedication he brings to the table.
Finney Smith kicks to Thomas. Drives to the hoop, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
Well, we know Cam Thomas is an aggressive scorer. It's how he gets defenders to make mistakes.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do at the line last year. 86% from the stripe.
Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. GA, I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to Denver. Here's the drive. It's rebounded by Schroeder. That's a floater go. He can't hit that time. Good work defensively by Smart. Lobbed up there for Clark, and it's Clark slamming it down.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We come back right after this.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight. Injuries are part of the game. We know that. You guys have endured some yourselves.
Well, that's going to happen in this league, Ernie, but, some of us didn't need to miss 200 games.
Yeah, I may have missed a lot of games, Kenny, but in my career, I broke a lot of backboards.
More backboards than bones. And now, how about that first half? Talk about a dominating display for the Memphis Grizzlies.
So,
that is more than enough.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Memphis has gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Starting off the second half, here's Jordy Fernandez's 5. The guard pair, Schroeder and Thomas. Johnson is out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Claxton in at the 5.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
MP showing he's willing to engage the contact in the painted area. Overcome the challenges, young sir.
Johnson, a wide-open look. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists tonight. Morant dishes to Morris. Three-pointer. Traps in the tray. MP's got 48.
Well, they're just riding the hot hand down the stretch, and he's been in a zone all night.
Schroeder passes to Johnson. Schroeder against Morant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Schroeder kicks to Johnson. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Greg, no one questions the Grizzlies' talent. The challenge has always been availability.
Yeah, whether it's been injuries or suspensions, it's hard to get into a rhythm when you're missing key players. But when they're all on the floor, Kevin, they can beat anyone.
Finney-Smith passes to Johnson. Now Thomas. From the top of the key, it's Clark with the rebound.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Right side Jackson to the paint. Grant. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Just superior focus from Morant. His determination is what allows him to convert through contact.
Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Morant, no good on the free throw. The recent history of the Nets. You know, Greg, they're always looking for a big splash or a quick fix to be competitive.
And, Kevin, this franchise has sold its future more than a few times, but they always find a way to bounce back. You hope they don't go for a quick fix with this group.
Morant finds Morris. From past the arc. Good on the triple. Morris has got 12 now in this quarter.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Schroeder passes to Finney-Smith. Johnson surveying the floor. Schroeder, left side. From deep. They get it again.
What an effort to get the tip in. Just wanting it a little bit more.
For Memphis, they've gone as spotless. 6 of 6 from the field since taking the court here in the second half.
Look at how swiftly MP moves to the rim there.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus.
You can see when Cameron Johnson gets his rhythm, he is so effective on the offensive end.
Yet another bucket.
And his tear continues. Another 60-point game. I've never seen anything like this.
And now has the record for the most 60-plus point games in a row. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Thomas. And so Thomas will bring it up for the Nets. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. They'll start a 3-game homestand with that game.
Oh, the athleticism on display. Nick Claxton makes these throwdowns look easy.
And here's Morris for 3. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson finds Thomas. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And it's Schroeder missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Memphis out in front, just dominating this one. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter. And with the fourth. With some changes, Morris comes in for Vince Williams. And it's Kennard in for Pippen. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. They've got Gigi Jackson. Kennard is out there with Desmond Bain. Then it's Santi Aldama. And it's Morris in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
MP is a cool customer from 3. Great form from the up-and-coming player.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late.
I know he wants to answer the 3 that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
And again for 3.
Another 3. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
They just keep pouring in. This is a top 5 all-time single game for three-point shots made. 1:29 left to play in the final quarter. From outside, off the mark. Nets shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Grizzlies.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability. Good! Another from 3.
It has been raining threes for him tonight. Alone at 4th in the all-time single-game triples list.
Guys, he cannot miss. They have to keep feeding him, right? How many more can he hit? Let's keep counting. Takes the 3. And another one.
Unreal. He's got the 4th most points ever in an NBA game. This man is on another planet.
I mean, what can you say? One of the all-time individual games in NBA history.
And honestly, guys, I don't know how you stop him. I mean, he's into the mid-70s scoring-wise. Wilt's 78, Kobe's 81, and Wilt's 100 are the only higher scoring games ever.
The tray. And good. He hits hits it again.
He has been simply unstoppable.
And he's now third all-time for points in a game. One for the ages.
Well, he has already cleared Wilt Chamberlain's 78 points. Next up is Kobe's 81. And if he passes that mark, the basketball world is going to be talking about this guy for years.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. There was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Welcome in to the Jalen Murphy Show. I'm your host, Jalen Murphy. I know more about sports than you do.
That's debatable.
Watch your mouth, Russ. We got a great show for you today, starting off with a brand new segment, Trash Talk Do's and Don'ts.
Oh, I'll start. Don't tell people how to trash talk when you were a seventh man with a rickety jump shot and the handle of a precocious fourth grader.
Okay. Do keep your mouth shut if you spent most of your career waving towels at the end of the bench.
You know what? You've been selling me short since college, man. How about this? We could have won a championship, but you looked me off to take a double-team 30-footer at the buzzard, buddy.
For the last time, Russell, you weren't open.
I was open.
Guys,
I was open. I was wide open.
Just, if I may, can I just say, wowzers. I'm so looking forward to learning from both of you. And more data is always important, even when it's something as unquantifiable as trash talk.
Shut it, Toby!
Okay.
Let's start the segment. Don't trash talk if you can't back it up. There's nothing worse than writing checks with your mouth that your game can't cash.
That's what I'm saying. Not only does it make you look like a clown, but it demoralizes your teammates.
You'd know all about demoralizing your teammates, wouldn't you, Russ?
Oh, you would like to think so, except that my basketball skills were so superior to yours my entire career that you couldn't even hold a candle to me, Jalen.
Guys, if I may, just to put some perspective on this, there are only 525 athletes in the NBA at any given moment. And FIBA estimates there are 450 million basketball players worldwide.
Wow.
Which means you're in the top 99.9% of players by just being in the NBA alone, that's a pretty impressive stat, Jalen.
Toby.
Yes?
Enough.
Oh.
You already won the lottery by marrying my sister. There's no need to suck up to Russell like this. It's
9 MP. I can't believe you still have the energy to get all those shots up. See you, MP.
Good game, MP. Another day, another win. Good work.